which we have again.
How would you judge whether you've got time to go or not?
How would you judge whether you've got time to go or not?
Oh, didn't you say if I can walk from here to there, because I'm only crossing the path in that car, aren't I?
Yeah.
I should be able to drive it?
Yeah.
And if you've got a car coming from your left?
And if you've got a car coming from your left?
Oh, I don't know this one. We haven't done this one, have we? That's a bit more difficult, isn't it?
Okay, so if the car was coming from the left, you would need to walk from one curve to the other curve, and then come back from that curve to the other curve.
All right. And what does that?
Distance-wise.
And what does that enable me to do?
That enables you to
Emerge from the junction.
Emerge from the junction.
And get my speed up.
And get your speed up.
So I don't force the car coming from my left.
So you don't force the car from the left to slow down.
Slow down, stop, swerve.
Or stop or swerve.
Yeah?
Or, yeah.
Yeah? Right, so look to the right.
So look to the right.
Is it clear?
Is it clear?
I think so. Look ahead.
Look ahead for bridges. Is it clear?
And look left.
And look left.
Is that clear?
Is it clear?
And ahead.
And ahead. And
right.
Right.
And as you let your handbrake down, watch the direction you're steering.
What the direction you're steering, Tony?
Yeah, watch me. Don't bother watching the emerge, watch me, yeah?
Okay, I'll watch you, okay.
Yeah, because don't forget your trainer or your SE won't kill you, will they?
No.
But they will stop you on the observations if you're not watching them, yeah?
Okay, so just as you watch, physically watching you?
Yeah. And we're going to make our way down to the very end of the road, and we're going to turn right.
At the end of the road, we're going to turn right.
So, give me a prompt now. Which mirrors do I check?
So which mirrors do you check?
The interior one first, isn't it? This is the speed.
Yep. And your...
Our right one, in
right
case it's overtaken me.
Yeah, and where would you position?
Signal first.
Signal first, and then position yourself.
I'll move over to me.
Yeah, and then
move over to
myself and straighten up.
Oh yeah, got that reference point lined up.
Yeah, you got the left reference point lined up.
Yeah, I've got to make sure I don't encroach.
Where are you going to stop?
Just about there.
Okay, put it in first gear.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, and can you see to your right?
Yeah, I can see just around the back of them cars, can I?
Okay. Any pedestrians across?
No.
And to your left?
Nobody coming?
Okay, across.
No.
And right again?
Nobody coming?
Okay.
Hello. Oi, where am I looking?
You're looking... So you've got to make sure you're looking...
Yeah.
Ahead.
Get out of that habit of watching the emerge. I won't kill you, I promise, yeah?
Okay, so what do I do then? When you've
watch me.
Turned right, I basically have to watch your face.
Yeah.
Of which way you... And if you're not watching...
If you're not watching them, they'll be looking the same way you're looking. I think it's quite interesting down there, isn't it?
Okay. I'm just going to make sure you're looking at the direction, the right direction.
Yeah. And we're going to turn right.
I'm going to turn right. So 20 miles here.
Sorry?
So 20-mile roads here.
Yeah, which is handy. Because
it's slow.
It means they, you know, they don't really have to use, you don't really have to use the speed on the control element. Where in a lot of places you'd have to say not more than 10 or 15 mile an hour here.
Yeah.
And if you get me to find a safe, legal and convenient stopping place on the left.
And if you can find a safe and legal convenient place to stop, please, on the left.
Right, you can breathe. How's that feeling?
It's good. Just take the AC off a bit.
Hey?
And make my nose go all the way. Yeah, that was good.
It's not hard, is it?
It's actually really like giving me a true insight again of what I put myself again into. You really showed me the picture today. Which is good.
This will make it, this will come second nature to you, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, on this phase one, it's all about, if you try educating me before you control me, I'll be gone before you know it, yeah? And no education will take place. So it's the control element first, and all he looks for over here is cover the brake, you know, squeeze the brake to bring the speed down to walking pace, yeah? That's the only control element he needs. And then in the initial ones, tell him when to stop. And then once you've picked up the reference points for not encroaching, and given the reasons why, then he will play ball with. He won't play ball the first time, yeah.
Okay.
But after the second or third one, then he will start to play ball there.
Yeah.
But he's not going to roll over and play ball in the first one, yeah.
Okay.
So then you're then prompting on little bits then, and you're also checking what learning's taking place. So it makes your life a bit easier then, doesn't it? Yeah. So if there's nobody behind you, you can hold me there as long as you like.
If there's nobody behind me,
yeah,
I can hold him there.
You can hold me on the emerge. That gives you a chance to talk about the reference points, talk about the walk across, drive across rule, yeah. But if there is somebody behind you, just tell me where to look, and then we'll have a go at filling in the blanks on the next one. He will know there's somebody behind you, and he'll understand why you're moving him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But if there's nobody there, he'll be thinking, well, I hope she takes this opportunity because it is a good one.
Yeah.
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 And as soon as you see a car come up behind you, especially if we're turning right or even left, there's no need to rush away completely because they may well go down the inside of us, or they may well pass us. If we're turning left, they may well want to turn right, and they may well position far enough to go around us anyway, yeah? So use that opportunity because it's a live emerge, and that gives you a great chance to talk about it. And then once we've done the emerge, in between driving around, then obviously you want to start just filling in the blanks on why we check the interior mirror first, why we check the left hand or the right hand door mirror afterwards. And then because I've done it last week, then once I've heard a good explanation, then I'll probably say, oh, that's the same as what I've done on the left and right hand turns last week. And obviously he's not going to beg you to prompt him on the next one, but it's up to you to listen to him and say, oh, okay, so on the next one I'll prompt you.
Okay.
Yeah? You know, so he wouldn't say it unless he's actually grasped it, yeah?
Okay.
So in other words, he's saying,
I've
you know,
done it
okay,
before.
I'm happy with your explanation of the mirrors. I have done them last week, so therefore, you know, I'm practically telling you that
Don't tell me.
if you want to prompt me,
Yeah.
I'll probably give you the right answer, yeah?
Okay, so basically, yeah, he's ready for my asking him.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, so
are
it's,
they for?
I mean, a year ago, you know, 14, 15 months ago, we wouldn't have transferred any of this over on phase one. It would be talked through all the way, yeah? But now, you know, now they're looking for this, you know, check learning is taking place. Because don't forget, this is what, you know, by the time you leave the test centre after giving the brief, you've probably only got 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's not a lot. So it's over very quickly, and then you're going to change to the next phase where he's a different person altogether.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different subject.
But if I know I'm going to have the PST 8, then I would obviously on my competency, those 4 sheets, I'd know which part to, what phase 2 would be as well, because obviously I'd have the sheet in front of me, wouldn't I, for the examiner?
Yeah. When he comes down and you sign the paperwork, it's on the paper what PST you've
So
got.
I'll know.
Well, you may and you may not. A lot of people are nervous and they just don't get a chance to read it. But
Okay.
but it's not really that important, really, because when you get in the car in the car park, he's going to tell you what the subject is, yeah. And I always think probably it's not really a great idea to know what's coming up next, because it might take your concentration off what you're doing in the first place, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, so don't worry about the phase 2 side of it until you finish with the phase 1. It's very important at the end of each phase that before he switches the engine off, have you got any questions? Because there may be something that you just didn't quite explain quite well enough, and that's his chance to actually give you a lifeline and get a question in to see if you can explain it, yeah?
Okay.
So it might be, you know, you didn't explain the indicator very well or whatever, yeah?
And he give me the chance to say that at the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously if the whole thing was a mishmash,
Yeah, then
well, he's not going to give you a lifeline at the end, is he?
No.
If you ask him has he got any questions, he's going to say no.
Yeah.
Because you'd have so many questions, you'd be sitting there for 25 minutes answering them, yeah?
Yeah.
But if there's just something that you didn't have a chance that is important for him to know, and you just didn't tick the box on the way around, then he's now giving you the chance to do it now, yeah?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it would be the same at both phases. And don't forget, especially on the phase 2, they will give you lifelines. You know, again, unless it's a complete another shambles.
Yeah.
Then they will give you lifelines, and you know, let's say if you do pedestrian crossings, and you haven't mentioned it's important not to beckon pedestrians across. Yeah, they might well come up and say, "Oh, when I'm out with my wife, she tells me just to wave them across to get rid of them." Well, you want to come, you know, straight in and say, "No, it's very important you don't beckon the pedestrians across, because if you did, you're putting them in danger because the vehicle's coming the opposite way, or there could be a motorbike overtaking you. Is not aware of the fact you're going to let them cross, so that
they may just run into them."
So that's a lifeline, because there's certain things. I mean, you could do a whole subject on pedestrian crossings, and not stop at one pedestrian crossing, or maybe not even come across a pedestrian, believe it or not. Yeah.
Okay.
But you still have to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you don't talk about it, what learning's taking place at the end of 25, 30 minutes?
Nothing really, is it?
Nothing, yeah? So, even if the situation doesn't arise, then you've... At the phase 1, you would be talking through it anyway, because he wouldn't have a clue how to recognise a pedestrian crossing. He might not know where to stop at a pedestrian crossing. He might not know the sequence of the lights.
To do a brief him on all the pedestrian crossings.
You can brief all you like, but once he starts that engine, the information in the brief goes out the window.
So it's basically while he's driving it.
Yeah, it's when the car is moving. That's really important. Yeah. If you look upon the brief as just setting you up for what you're going to teach, you know, if you didn't give a brief at all and covered everything on the move, then it wouldn't matter the fact you didn't give a brief.
No.
But the idea of the brief is that it probably alerts you to what you need to be talking about as soon as you start moving, i.e. the walk across, drive across rule.
Mm-hmm.
If you probably didn't mention that on the brief, there's a fair chance that you might well not cover it on the move, yeah? And the lifeline that they will give you on that, if you're not actually talking about the walk across, drive across, they will start getting the clutch way past biting point. Can I go now? Can I go now? And that's a lifeline for you to think, I've saw that he's I haven't mentioned anything about how he judges it, yeah? Because obviously there's no good going around telling them for half an hour, yeah, check to the right, it's clear to go. Check to the left or check ahead for pedestrians, it's clear to go now. That's not education, is it?
No.
So if you don't mention the walk across, drive across rule, they probably will give you a lifeline, and it will be, yeah, can I go now? Can I go now? Don't ignore that. He's not saying it for no reason. He's saying it because you haven't actually mentioned the walk across, drive across rule, yeah?
Yeah.
So don't forget, to pass, you've only got to mention it once. So let's say you went around and you never once mentioned about
The walk across.
about where he should stop at the give-way line.
Okay.
He's probably not going to stop over the give-way line, but he could do. But for safety reasons, he will probably stop too short of it.
Okay.
Yeah? So in other words, he's telling you, oi, look, I'm stopping too short of it.
You haven't said it.
Yeah, because you haven't given me any guidance on where to stop and the reasons why I should stop there, yeah? So let's say you realised, and it's getting near the very end, and there's only one more emerge to go, and you all of a sudden, a light clicks on in your head and you realise, sod it, I haven't told him where to stop, how to judge it, and the importance of stopping at the give-way line. If you've done it on the last one, then he knows that you know.
Okay.
Yeah?
It's just that I kind of like missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. So you would probably get a pass and a kick in the backside, yeah?
For it as well.
Yeah? But you have actually, he knows that you know.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't come in on that last one,
You don't assume obviously.
you know, something as important as the give-way line, where to stop, he he wouldn't give you lifeline while you're parked by the curb. I think on that one, yeah.
Okay.
But if you mention it on the last one, he knows that you know. Yeah, he obviously knows you're going to be nervous, and you're not going to, you are going to miss out on things. But it's anything to do with emerging, turning left, turning right, crossroads is anything that falls inside the mirror, signal, position, speed, look, routine. That's where he can make the errors, yeah?
Okay, for the emerging.
Yeah. Or turning left, turning right.
Yeah.
Yeah? We have to apply the mirror, signal, position, speed, look, routine for the turning left, turning right.
Yeah.
In the same way we do that for emerging.
Yeah.
And the same way we do for crossroads.
Yeah.
And the only difference with crossroads is that we've got the extra road to talk about.
Yeah.
So the extra road you really want to make the emphasis on. But in the early stages, even though he will have told you that in his last lesson he'd done emerging, you would have to talk about the walk across, drive across.
Yeah.
Until he gives you that clue. Oh, that's the same as what I've done the emerging last week, yeah?
Yeah.
So in other words, then he's telling you, right, I've got that. Really concentrate that extra road, yeah?
Yeah.
You're looking for cars, bikes, pedestrians, and it's important to make sure he looks at the extra road, yeah? So not only does he look to the right, he looks at the extra road opposite, yeah?
Yeah.
And he looks to the left, opposite, and right again, yeah? Any question on that? Well, I'll get that pause for a minute, and then we'll